everyone. It's great to have you all on board. It's another time with Tutor Ayo, the entire 6 tutor, and in today's tutorial, it happens to be GST104 tutorial, basically the revision class for GST104. Just like we know how we all do it, questions will be written on the whiteboard, and students are expected to provide answers to this question. Now, for those of us who are new to the stream, let's ensure to subscribe to the channel. Okay, let's ensure to subscribe to the channel. Also, smash the like button, and most let's ensure to use the comment section to provide answers to questions that will be written on the board. Now, for those of us who are new to this thing, some objective questions will be written on the whiteboard, and basically you are expected to provide answers, all right, to as many questions, to as many subjective questions we'll be writing in your exams, all right, compared to the objective question that comes alongside with options. So the subjective questions are literally questions without options like A, B, C, and D you can choose from. All right. So basically, a sentence will be written on the whiteboard, and just one word will be extracted, and you're expected to fill in the correct. All right. You are expected to fill in the blank with the correct word that was extracted. So if you haven't gone through the exam keynotes, or you haven't been in the classes, or you haven't been using the practice questions, you might find it very difficult to attempt. So that's why I usually say, first thing foremost, all right, when the semester commences, students are encouraged to join the private class where we can start taking classes as soon as you can. And having been taking your classes, there's this thing we call the exam keynotes, all right, which we give to students as well. Very effective. We have the track record of how effective they've been for more than 3 years now, back to back. All right, they are your best shot at cementing good grades in this forthcoming exam. And this exam keynotes are being accompanied with what we refer to as exam practice questions and answers. All right, so the combination of these three works magic. All right, let's even say you're unable to join the class, you can still get the keynotes as well as the practice question. Now, how do you get those, or how do you become a member of the private class, or how do you get the keynotes? It's through the same route. All you need to do is just to send us a direct message by visiting our website, our official website, which is www.tutorio.net. You find the WhatsApp button in the top right hand corner. Send us a direct message with that button. You can either request the keynote, or you can request that you want to join the private class. Although we are not accepting students into the private class for now, because we are doing revisions already. This is we are only saying this on behalf of the forthcoming semesters. So now, with this being said, without further ado, let's get started with today's revision class. Okay. So whenever you're watching this revision class from, when, where, what time, you want to ensure, all right, you make sure you smash the like button, number one, and number two, make sure you provide answers. I want you to see this revision class as you writing your exams, all right, and every question you come across. When you come across a particular question and you don't know the answer, please do not spend much time on it. Just move to the next one. Don't even waste time. Move to the next one. You'll be surprised that by the time you have done other questions, attempted all other questions, you might even find the answer or to question 1 in question 50. All right, and sometimes even though you couldn't find the answer after the whole thing, all right, you might have gotten enough breath, all right, and then the answer will just drop basically from what you have read in the past, and that's how it works. So we have our first question for today, all right, from the course GST104, which is all about the use of library. It's a very nice course. So let's start with this. The acronym ISBN. The acronym ISBN stands for International Standard. International Standard dash number. International Standard dash number. The acronym ISBN. So we have our first question for today. Please hit the comment section now and provide the appropriate answer. And like I usually say, you don't have to know it all. We are all here to learn. Okay? The most important thing is just make an attempt. Are we together? Just make an attempt. Okay? Oh, wonderful. I'm getting some nice responses already. Yes. Okay, not bad. Wonderful, not bad. Please, let's all submit our answers. Everybody must participate. Everybody must participate. Wonderful. Book. Yes, awesome. Okay. Awesome. Let's keep the answers coming in. Wonderful. Yes, so we have that as that. The ISBN is an for International Standard Book Number. Okay. We have the next question. The faster we respond to questions, the faster we move. Okay? Now, the purpose of current awareness service is to keep users abreast with what? Up-to-date dash. So I'm going to abbreviate that. The purpose of CAS. The purpose of CAS is to keep the users abreast with up-to-date dash. Up-to-date dash is to keep the users abreast with up-to-date dash. So we have that as that. Let's hit the comment section now and begin to provide answers to the question. All right? We're having this exam tomorrow, so I'm expecting a whole lot from us. I believe by now we all are very, very prepared. All right? By now, I believe most or each and every one of you have gotten the keynotes, and you are already ready to study as hard as you can, coupled with the exam practice questions as well. Yes, wonderful. I'm loving this. Awesome. Information. Yes, we have that as information. Okay. Yes, now let's proceed to the next question. Okay. Now this says, when we talk of giving out of materials in the library, all right, even as we understand that the purpose of the library is for you to go there, get books or materials at will, and return it during the appropriate or specified or within the specified time. Irrespective of that, there are certain kind of materials that are not given out. All right, they are kept in a restricted area. What do we call this kind of material? All right, material. Okay, cannot be lent out. Not be lent out. All right, of the library. What kind of materials do we refer to this? They are kept in a restricted area and they are not allowed to leave the premises of the library. Let's keep the answers coming. Wonderful. Awesome. Thank you very much. We are doing a great job tonight. Awesome. Yes. Reserve. We call such reserve material. Okay, Mr. Is that Jola? I think you have a typo there. I think you made a typo there. Okay, thank you very much for that. We all are doing great. So we call such materials dash source of information. Okay, dash source of information. Are we together? Dash source of information or dash sources. Dash sources of information act as a pointer or act, let's use it, act as pointers to primary and secondary sources, to primary and secondary sources of information. So we have that. Please, if you're on the stream, I have not liked the stream. All right, please ensure there are about 12 of us, and I'm seeing just 6 likes. That's not fair enough. Ensure to like button. Okay. So now, of information act as pointers. Secondary source. Also, yes, wonderful. I love the spirit. I love this morale. Yes. Rest assured that if we keep this up, we are good to go. Tomorrow's exam will be an easy peasy lemon squeezy. Yes. Also, we have that as te. All right. Let's wait for others to join. Table. Now let's ask the next question. This says no, I don't want this. Let's put this way. Let's take this question. PubMed, okay. PubMed was developed by NLM, developed by PubMed, developed by NLM to serve the purpose. Let's use the comment section to provide answers. Okay, wonderful. Medline, awesome. Now let's take this. It says library dash is seen as a complete organized record of all library events. Library dash is seen as a complete, okay, a complete are we together? Is seen as a complete organized record of all libraries contents. What we refer to this as? So we have the question, library dash is seen as a complete Let's keep the answers coming. Seems a lot of us are struggling with the network. So let's have it, we have it as library what? Catalog. Okay, it's quite unfortunate that the network is pretty unstable. We might just call it a wrap here, since the network is pretty unstable. And please, I beg of you all, ensure to get the keynote so you can cover up everything we're able to get here. You can cover up on the keynote, because I don't even know why this is okay. Now let's take this question. I'm going to erase the board. Wonderful, wonderful, lovely. I'm going to we can take more questions. Now let's take this. Dash is a list books okay, from a particular writer or publisher. A list of books from a particular all right, from a particular writer or publisher. From a particular writer or publisher. Dash is a list of books from a particular writer or publisher. So what do we call that? Let's keep the answers rolling in. Oh, wonderful. Yes. We all are doing a great job. Yes. Let's keep the answers coming in. We call that bibliographic. Bibliographic. Now let's take this. The Library of Congress have dash classes. The Library of Congress have dash classes. The Library of Congress has dash classes. Also, getting some nice responses already. Yes, 21. Let's keep the answers coming in. Okay. So we have 21. Awesome. 21 classes. 8Z. Now, the third are in SQ3R represents dash. The third R in SQ3R represents dash. So we have that as our question. So So let answers begin to roll in. The third R in SQ3R stands for what? Wonderful. The other two R's, any of these can be the subject matter in the exam. So the third R is review. Okay, this represents review. Now let's take this. Thank you very much for that. Dash property is a legal right over creation of the mind. Dash property is a legal right over creation of the mind. Over creation of the minds. What are we talking about? What kind of property is that? Okay. So we have that as, who's happy with that? Wonderful. Intellectual. Also, intellectual. Intellectual property. In what year was the first copyright law enacted? The first copyright law was enacted in that year. The word first copyright I beg your pardon, I should be copyright was enacted in dash year. What year was this enacted? Okay, So let's keep the answers rolling in. I'm getting some nice responses already. Okay. Wonderful. 1710. It was this era that the first copyright, all right, the first copyright law Now let's take this. Dash style. Wonderful. Thank you very much for that. Dash style dash writing style is used in the body okay, used in the body of the work in the body of the work when paraphrasing a source. Okay, that's a malfunction from the service provider. Service has been restored, and we can take a couple of questions before we call it a wrap for today. So it says here, there's a writing style that you employ, all right, when the body of the work, all right, the writing style you use when the body of the work is being paraphrased. All right, it is used in the body of the work when paraphrasing a source. What kind of writing style do you call this? Yes, network is a general problem. I don't know, it's peculiar with this hour of the day. I don't just know why it's like that. But I've noticed that once ever I get anything late at night, it just begins to malfunction. Oh, wonderful. Yes, we have that as in-text citation. Awesome. In-text. In-text citation. So let's take the last one for tonight. Now, for those of us who are just joining the stream and we have not gotten the keynotes, please let's ensure to request the keynotes after this class. All right? AD is an acronym for unknown dash. AD is an acronym for unknown dash. Also, unknown dominee. Yes. So this is what we call it a wrap for today. I believe you have been able to gain something in today's class. And I want to use the opportunity to wish you all the best in your exam tomorrow. I'm waiting to hear positive feedback on how the keynotes have been helpful, the practice question classes, and the revision class has been helpful. There are no easy routes. Not talk of looking for summaries to having a successful exam. This is the proper route. Classes, your keynote, your practice question, and the revision class. All the best in your exam tomorrow, and do have wonderful night rest. Bye for now.